Hello, me mateys. Vuvi Yaloovie here. Number one Alcremie, or the king of the Alcremie players. Am I right, me mateys? Oh dear. No, well, that kind of works. It kind of works, Okay, very good. Now, today, gonna be doing some ladder shenanigans today. Not too much different from the norm. The thing is, I wanted to go back over our EV spreads for the team, just in case if anyone's, just coming onto this video is like, oh wait, what are the EV spreads again? Sometimes that happens, So, very good. Today, I should say, I'm going to be starting off with Audino, our main Mega Pokemon, me mateys, Mega Audino. Now, Mega Audino suffers from one particular Pokemon, in my opinion, or two if you want to count the other one, but there's two real Pokemon that can really threaten Audino in this meta currently. Three if you really count Metagross, but Metagross is kind of checked out by the two I'm going to mention. Well, not quite two, but at least one of them, right? So one of them being King Gambit. King Gambit's a bit of a problem for Audino if you decide to Mega Evolve the Audino. Now, this won't matter into sets that are running no Steel moves, but on ladder, you can never really tell what the King Gambit's going to be running. Like, instead of Iron Head, they have Low Kick instead and two Dark-type moves. And then sometimes you might run into an Iron Head, but with no Sucker Punch, right? I mean, they're almost always going to be running Sucker Punch. It just depends on what the King Gambit wants to do, right? So King Gambit can really threaten Audino from, or prevent Audino from Mega Evolving because of those really strong Iron Heads. And if you Mega Evolve when they use Iron Head, that's pretty much 75% of Audino's HP down. Even if they're running Metal Coat or even Life Orb, Audino's really tanky and can actually take a Life Orb Iron Head. And in fact, I make the calculation just to make sure I'm not spitting out. You know what I mean? And because of this, Audino really just doesn't like double ups in the higher ranks, right? Double ups with Pokemon that really know how to, that really are highly offensive and just really want to do as much damage as possible. And taking the double up from King Gambit and a friend seems really, really bad. So an Iron Head with the Life Orb is only 79% at the maximum, or 66.6, oh no, on the minimum rolls. So even if they were to lead something like King Gambit Pelipper, right, which is not quite a typical lead in the rain setups, but like you typically see Archelodon and Pelipper together. But even if they were to lead Pelipper, we still have a little bit of leeway into their Weather Ball, just in case if they're not running max special attack on the Pelipper. So it really does depend if they want to go for Iron Head into the Audino. I mean, they probably would always go for it anyway, considering it is a flinch chance. And if they're not running Aerodactyl or something, then yes, into our Audino specifically, it is that it is the 28 points in special in defense, so that we can live a little bit more shenanigans from the next Pokemon, Sneasler. Now, Sneasler's a really big threat to Audino because base Audino usually gets O-code by Adamant Sneaslers, Adamant max special attack Sneaslers, but without Choppleberry. And Jolly Sneaslers can't actually usually get the KO on Audino with close combat. It still is it depends on how much defense they're rocking and how much attacks they're running, but I'll just make the calculation now. So a Jolly close combat onto a base Audino is an 88% chance on the minimum roll and 103% damage on the max roll. So Jolly max attack Sneaslers cannot be guaranteed to faint the Audino, but Adamant is always in their favor, being like a 60% chance in their favor to get the KO with that close combat. And if I just look it up now, 81% chance, because it's 97% damage on the minimum roll, right? Alright, so very good. So we're rocking 28 defense, and we're rocking the sassy nature with 6 special defense points. Now, 6 special defense points and the sassy nature allows us to really withstand the Charizard Y matchup a little bit better. Although we're focusing a lot of our defense in points into defense, our HP investment and our special defense investment alongside that sassy nature will allow us to survive at least a Weather Ball and a really strong usually Eruption from Torkoal. I'm not sure if we can survive the Eruption from Hisuian Typhlosion after a Weather Ball. I know we can definitely survive double Heat Wave and Heat Wave Eruption, but it's just the Weather Ball that Audino really doesn't appreciate. At least with this special defense investment, right? And apart from that, we also have enough special defense to live a Light of Ruin, not from Carmine Floette, but from a regular like from a max special attack Floette, right? So if I just go into the calculations, right, and go to a max speed special attacker, a timid max special attack with max speed Floette is a 99% damage on the Light of Ruin in the maximum roll. So they have to be modest and still max special attack to get the KO of Light of Ruin. And this also goes for Sylveon too, right? Because Sylveon can't even KO Mega Audino with a Hyper Beam. It's still 99%. If Sylveon is next to Floette, however, it is usually a guaranteed KO. So that's something we have to be careful about in certain specific matchups. Sylveon and the Floette together can bring down the Audino with just one tap from the Sylveon, with a Hyper Beam anyway. Usually, the only times where Sylveon Hyper Beam matters is if we've lost HP on the Audino, or if they've led Kangaskhan Fake Out, because Kangaskhan Fake Out can actually do just enough damage to make Sylveon always get the guaranteed KO with that Hyper Beam. So that's something you really need to be careful about whenever you're playing Audino, even just Mega Audino too. I think those calculations I just did were for regular Audino. Yeah, so for Mega Audino, it's even worse for the Sylveon. It's not even a KO, even with Fairy Aura being 97.1 percent damage on the Mega Audino. And so this is just a very nice bulky build for Audino. Allows you to withstand most of the attacks and get off the Trick Room. Now this current set I've been running for the past few weeks is always been that solo Trick Room setter. The idea behind this Audino was to make sure that if the Audino takes damage, enough damage that we can't reasonably get up a Trick Room or survive after Life Dew, we usually try and mitigate, we try to play for the offense, right? Because the rest of our team needs to get put on the offense to make use of the last remaining Trick Room turns, because it would usually end up with Audino not being able to get up a second Trick Room. Unless if for some reason we do happen to it, it's always worth trying to get that second Trick Room off. But if you can't, then yeah, having a second Trick Room setter like Armarouge is really good for us. And so our next Pokemon, Alcremie, we always know what the Alcremie wants to do. It's our favorite Pokemon, me mateys. It's my favorite Pokemon at least. And this Alcremie build, standard pretty much SP spread or EV spread, 32 HP, well for me it's standard anyway, 32 HP and 14 defense. This allows us to take a fairly reasonable roll from Sneasler, especially Jolly Sneaslers. Jolly Sneaslers cannot KO about 20% of the time, so they have like a 20% chance to OHKO the Alcremie with this specific build with this HP investment and with Diaclaw. And because of that, usually it's actually worth leading Alcremie into Sneasler sometimes, right? Because they may not be able to get the KO. And in my last video, I managed to get a cheeky Mystical Fire into the King Gambit, right? Alcremie will never live against the King Gambit unless if it somehow gets to -1, right? Which is impossible thanks to it always running Defiant. However, if it does end up being weakened somehow, then yes, we can live at least one Iron Head, but that's never going to happen, me mateys. And then 20 special attack with the Modest Nature. This allows us to do a lot of damage into our Steel types, with Mystical Fire, and then just really good spread damage overall with Dazzling Gleam. And of course, rocking out the Life Orbs, just so we do even more damage. We do have to be careful into Archaludon, because it is a 3-hit KO on the Archaludon, even with this set. However, if we lead against the Archaludon with Alcremie, we can always survive one Flash Cannon. We just have to be aware that they might try and set up Electro Shot against us, especially if we're leading Audino Alcremie. And to round off the core, the Audino Alcremie core, we have Mudsdale. Now, Mudsdale, if you've seen Mudsdale on the channel before, you'd know how precious this Pokemon has been in order to feint a lot of my threats, right? The standard Trick Room sweeper for any fairy type team. And this Mudsdale, of course, is here to deal with Charizard Y in particular, and the Mega Floette. And of course, anything that wants to get away from that, anything that wants to see a fairy type like Mega Audino or Alcremie with high horsepower. Usually are Steel and Poison types, you know. Typically Steel types like your Goldengos, your King Gambits, right? So this Mudsdale in particular was built around the fact that we could 1v1 a King Gambit outside of Trick Room. Because sometimes there might be a situation where we've run out of Trick Room turns, and then we've had a bit of a situation where we need to 1v1 a King Gambit. And most of the time that King Gambit faces off against Mudsdale, they're always going, well, in Trick Room, they're most likely going to get click Sucker Punch. This build allows us, so 24 HP and 15 defense, this build allows us to take a Sucker Punch really well. If I'm not mistaken, Sucker Punch is actually a 3-hit KO on this build. So let me just go into Mudsdale just to confirm that. So 24 and 15. And then we have King Gambit. Okay, so a Black Glasses build, King Gambit with the max attack, Adamant, is always a 3-hit KO with the Sucker Punch. And then Kotal Cleave is a 2-hit KO, but only 21% chance to 2-hit KO, being 52% on the maximum roll and 44% on the minimum roll. So this Mudsdale is really good into those King Gambits who want to try and get the jump in on Mudsdale, especially like last turn of Trick Room shenanigans. So they want to Sucker Punch us and then Kotal Cleave when Trick Room ends. That will not work against this particular Mudsdale, and we will always be able to 1v1 a King Gambit. And then the rest of the Pokemon, right, goes into Goldengo really well. We just have to be careful of Make It Rain, especially Nasty Plot Make It Rain, because we're not rocking Focus Sash anymore. And yeah, overall, really good. A Heavy Slam on this set is always an OHKO against timid Floettes. The Calm Mind variants we can also OHKO, as long as they're not like over 16 points and max HP, right? I think that's usually the threshold. Maybe it's a little bit less defense than I think, but yeah. And then Sylveon's always like OHKO because they always run max HP. The only issue is if they're running Reflect, right? Reflect can make it a 2-hit KO on Sylveon and the Floette, so we just need to be careful of that. Okay, next we got the Primarina with 23 HP, 18 defense, and 25 special attack. Oh, and of course, Mudsdale with its attack. it's always a guaranteed 2-hit KO on most of the targets that Muzdale wants to target. So 16 is generally like the threshold where you're guaranteed to get a lot of these 2-hit KOs. And then an Oko on Charizard Y if you use Rock Slide, as long as it's not the bulky Charizard, right? If it is bulky Charizard, which it usually is nowadays, it's still a 2-hit KO, but it will hurt the Charizard quite a bit. Okay, now we go into Primarina. Primarina is just a really good water-type spread attacker. Unfortunately, Vaporeon only has access to Muddy Water, and Muddy Water is 85% accurate. And I'm not too favorable of those odds when it comes to spread attacking. So I've got Primarina here, just with the Liquid Voice Hyper Voice. If you didn't know what Liquid Voice does, it turns all your sound-based moves into water-type moves. So Psychic Noise being one of them, which is a really interesting choice we could go for in the future. But yeah, we got Hyper Voice, Moonblast, Psychic. Psychic's just there to Oko Sneaslers, nothing else. And then the occasional, like, Poison type, not quite Glimora, but Scolipede and all those sorts of Pokemon. And then our HP and defense build on this Primarina help us live the poison type damage. It won't be able to live a Mega Scolipede poison jab, but it can just live the Diaclaw from Sneasler, if I'm not mistaken. So if I go to Sneasler, yeah, it's just in our favor with a 12.5% chance to Oko, 102% on the maximum, right? So just in case if something does go wrong and they get like Quick Claw off or whatever, and we don't have Trick Room up or we can't get Trick Room up, we have a chance to survive against the Sneasler. Just got to be careful of Focus Sash, right? And because of Focus Sash, we're running the Meowscarada. Now, Meowscarada, usually, of course, you want to go max speed and max attack, Jolly or Adamant, depending on which one you're favoring. This particular Meowscarada, because I like my max HP builds, I'm going with max HP. And the thing I want Meowscarada to do the most here is actually outspeed those Basculegions without Choice Scarf, right? Choice Scarf was a really popular pick back in Season 1, but in this season, they tend to run like Focus Sash, Citrus Berry, or even Spell Tag or Mystic Water, right? Even Life Orb's not that uncommon too, right? So this Meowscarada is just for some specific matchups, particularly Tyranitar and the Basculegion, but it is the anti-Basculegion Pokemon of the century. And now what I've just done here is I've just increased our speed by 1 point, and that allows us to outspeed all variants of Basculegion except for Choice Scarf Basculegion. And if they're Choice Scarf Basculegion, we can work around that. We have Trick Room to deal with it, and if it comes down to it, Meowscarada can live a Last Respects, even max stacked, right? So 3 stacks. And we can live a Wave Crash even under the rain thanks to Focus Sash. Now, usually, even without the Focus Sash, we still live a Wave Crash in the rain, thanks to max HP. But yeah, I understand me, mateys. Going for max HP on Meowscarada seems a little bit weird, but I like to run HP on my Pokemon, just so we have a little bit more resistance into some of the threats that we need to go into, like, not quite Sinistcha, right? But like, if we need to stall out a particular Grass-type Pokemon, so I guess it has to be Sinistcha, but like, if Sinistcha wants to attack us, we just got to be careful of the burn, but otherwise Meowscarada can sit in on Sinistcha most of the time, right? And then we just got to worry about if we're getting burned. And finally, Armarouge, our secondary Trick Room setter with that max HP and max special attack build, and pretty much acting as a secondary Trick Room setter. And we've only just got 1 defense and 1 special defense. Nothing too particularly special about this Armor Rouge, apart from the fact that we're not running Expanding Force. We're just running Sidekick over Side Shock. I think it's a little bit better overall, considering what Armor Rouge wants to do. You could make the argument we could go for Psyshock into things like, not quite Mega Scolipede, but like those really frail, physically frail fairy types like Sylveon and the Floette. But me mateys, I think I can get away with Psychic just a little bit better. Gotta see how we go. And that is the team I'm going with. We're running Pasho Berry on the Mudsdale because we're running Meowscarada, and usually Mudsdale likes the Focus Sash, so we don't have to worry about Solar Beam or the Wave Crash from Swampert. But since we're running Meowscarada anyway, I thought it'd be nice to have Mudsdale as an option into those Archelodons. And what likes to pair into Archelodon? Swampert and Pelipper. So if we have the Pasho Berry, we can at least resist 1 water type move before going down, and hopefully we should be able to get the Archelodon down to like 50% so that a Moonblast from a Fairy Feather Primarina can faint it when we do have up that Trick Room. If not, we can lead Alcremie and chip it down that way, go into Primarina after Alcremie goes down. It just depends on what I'm feeling at the moment, because usually the line with this team into Mega Swampert Rain teams with Archelodon is lead the Audino. If they want to Electro Shot, it just depends if they're running King Gambit and Sneasler too, right? But usually what they'll do is like they'll run Sneasler Pelipper or Sneasler Archelodon, get the Fake Out off, then if they see that we managed to get up Trick Room, they'll probably switch out the Sneasler for the Pelipper so they can boost their Archelodon, or switch out the Pelipper if they led Sneasler Pelipper into their Archelodon. And that's a very tough duo to beat, Sneasler Archelodon, for this team. Usually it requires like Primarina being in Trick Room so we can get the Psychic off into the Sneasler, then Mudsdale being able to come into Archelodon, take a water type move, and then high horsepower. And if Primarina's still alive, we can Moonblast it. Otherwise, it probably falls down to Meowscarada low kicking it. And because we need Meowscarada to deal with the Swampert at the end. And because Meowscarada can survive a Wave Crash anyway, yeah, pretty good. We're rocking Colbur Berry on the Armor Rouge, just so we have a better matchup into King Gambit as well. Just so we have just so we can also survive like the Kotal Cleave when we're trying to reset back up Trick Room. So me mateys, that's quite the explanation. Very good. Probably some of you haven't seen the team before, so I don't mind going over it again, right me mateys? It's all good. Now, we're going to be trying to climb up, and I just noticed I'm starting off in the 1700s today. No doubt because of my earlier 2 wins from, thank you, Alcremie, right? From Alcremie. Alcremie being my favourite Pokemon. Good my gracious me, mateys. Always got to have it on the team, and we're going to do well with Alcremie, even if we lose, that's still doing well. Alright, very good, alright. So, how will we do today, me mateys? I'm just going to be playing to ladder, and we're going to see how we do. I've spent 23 minutes explaining my Pokemon, so very good. Alright. Mega Gardevoir, huh? With the Meowscarada. Oh, I like to see the Meowscarada. Okay, so against my team, you probably lead, if you don't like Meowscarada for whatever reason, you lead Incin and Gardevoir. Otherwise, I think into my team, you lead Sneasler Gardevoir. If you respect our Trick Room options, you probably want King Gambit Sneasler. For that reason, I think it's okay just to go with Armor Rouge and maybe Mudsdale? Armor Rouge Mudsdale seems perfectly fine here. Garchomp is a little bit problematic if they want to lead it. But we probably might be fine might be. The only issue is where they're going to put their Gardevoir. So I think I can actually just play it super standard, go Mudsdale Audino, Armourouge in the back, just so we can have another Trick Room setter. And then against this team, I kind of like the Primarina. Yeah. You can Sucker Punch our Armourouge with the Meowscarada, but I think that you don't want to have Meowscarada. You're going to put it in for King Gambit. So it's going to be King Gambit, Sneasler, Gardevoir, and Garchomp, maybe. So Sneasler, Gardevoir, so very good. Alright. So in actual fact, I always know that my Mudsdale can Heavy Slam the Gardevoir for pretty much a guaranteed KO, unless if the max physical defense, right? So even if they want to go for a close combat or fake out onto the Audino, they can. I'm going to protect just so we don't take any damage this turn. And I'm going to just send a really cheeky Heavy Slam into this Gardevoir. Most Mudsdales do rock Heavy Slam nowadays, so they're probably going to protect the Gardevoir, unless if they're confident they can live the Heavy Slam. So I'm just scouting for a fake out onto the Audino. They can't fake out the Mudsdale because we have Inner Focus, or that they usually know that we run Inner Focus anyway. So Hyper Voice is going to do a lot of damage into the Mudsdale, all things considered, but this should be a worthy trade for me. So, yeah, pretty good damage, despite it not looking like it's max special attack. And then, yeah, just a clean Oko onto this Gardevoir. That's one of their that's the Mega down, right? Now we have to be careful of the fact that Sneasler is pretty much going to click whatever into this Audino, right? And they're bringing in the Meowscarada for our Mudsdale. Very good. I think we can just play it really standard. Mega the Audino, risk the Diaclaw because we can always survive the Diaclaw. And we're going to go for a high horsepower, or we could just play it safe too and do a really standard Trick Room play, right? There's no need to get too greedy with Mudsdale, so we're just going to protect the Mudsdale. I'm quite impressed that they did bring the Meowscarada and didn't lead it, considering if Mudsdale was going to threaten their Sneasler. Because that's a really big advantage for me, having Mudsdale out on the field. Looks like they do double up into the Audino. That shouldn't be enough for Jolly Sneasler to KO. But they do go for the close combat, so that means we'll always survive. Very good, me mateys. They do correctly go for the Audino. And this is what I was also talking about by surviving on the Audino during turn 1, right? Protect is really helpful for Mega Audino in particular, so that you're not taking extra damage when it comes to setting up Trick Room. Now, in this case, Audino has kind of done its job, and so I like to call this a Life Duty Audino. We're just going to click Life Due. If we can get Audino back up to max HP, that's good. If we can't, then we can just probably go for the KO onto Sneasler. However, what they're probably going to do, they're going to protect their Sneasler and then Flower Trick our Mudsdale since we already protected, right? I'm going to click Rock Slide. It feels really weird. In actual fact, I'll just go for High Horsepower. Never mind. Yeah. So it's very standard. They're just going to protect their Sneasler. I've been playing it super standard, right? The only thing that was different was me clicking Protect turn 1. So with a Life Dew, we might just be able to survive the Meowscarada's Flower Trick on the Mudsdale. It's going to be very close because Mudsdale has a lot of physical defense, but unfortunately it does get the Mudsdale. Critical hit, super effective. It's going to feint us regardless, right? So very good. We don't even need to worry about Sneasler. We're just going to send in the Armourouge, and then we can get a cheeky Psychic onto them, right? So I'm still going to go for this Sneasler regardless, right? And I'm just going to remove this Focus Sash onto the from the Meowscarada, just so we don't have to worry about Heat Waving, not Heat Waving, right? Like, Heat Wave next turn, that won't feint it. And now, this is a really good time for my opponent to show off the King Gambit and protect the Meowscarada, just so We're not reading into like Heatwave plays too much, but we're just gonna go with this, see if it works. And if they have the King Gambit, yeah, there's the King Gambit switch in. Oh, and it's Incineroar. Okay, very good. So we just have to make sure that Armarouge or Primarina is in Trick Room for the Sneasler when we come back out, like when our Trick Room turns are over. So what I'm going to do, I think it's always nice just going for a 2 turns left of Trick Room. So I think it's just nice just doubling up into, or going for the Thunderbolt on Meowscarada. They're probably going to fake out one of us, and it has to be the Armarouge, right? I think just going for a Protect this turn on the Armarouge is fine. What they're going to do, fake out the... If they suspect this, they'll fake out the Audino and go for a Flower Trick onto it so we can't set up Trick Room. Actually, in actual fact, I'll double Protect. This is going to seem really strange, but I'm just going to double Protect. I don't think they can feint the Audino from this turn, right? And what I can do, I can actually do something that is a little bit strange, using double Trick Room, right? This makes sure that we can get up Trick Room for the next turn, and they do fake out the Armarouge, so that's very important. Okay, so good, very good. I'm going to click Trick Room here. Maybe we survive, because I know I have a Dark Berry. I can survive at least one attack on this Armarouge. If they double up into the Armarouge, this play kind of doesn't work. So this is just me trying to test out if it will work. So hopefully I didn't click Protect again on the Audino. Going for the double Trick Room. So what this will do, we'll set up the Trick Room, we'll get out of Trick Room with the Audino, and then we'll set it back up with the Armarouge. So they're probably thinking, why did we go for the double Protect? This is last turn of Trick Room. Yeah, Darkest Lariat, we do have the Colbur Berry to resist it, but this is a really interesting play you can make with the with 2 Trick Room setters, especially if you have them both on the field at the same time. So we'll just go for the Trick Room on Audino to get back out of it, and then we're going to click Trick Room on the Armarouge to reset it back up. Very good, me matey. So now the Sneasler has to click Protect again, so they can go for a Darkest Lariat onto the Armarouge. But I'm just going to say, hey, if you do that, I'm going to switch in Primarina, and now we can have the offense. Since Audino's really done its job, we just need our offense into this Sneasler and the Incineroar, ideally, right? So very good. Now we're on a timer. Now we need to make as much use of our Trick Room turns as possible. Yep. Another Protect. I do think the Darkest Lariat might KO the Armarouge, so that's unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Oh, we survived! Thank you, Armarouge. That was probably a low roll then. Oh, that's so good for me. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click Hyper Voice and then just click Heat Wave. We could just click Psychic back into the Sneasler. However, I think going for Hyper Voice and Heat Wave might be a little bit better, right? Sneasler will take a lot of damage from Hyper Voice. If Heat Wave connects, that is a KO onto the Sneasler. We just need to be careful of that. This is more so to do some damage into the Incineroar this turn, because I think we can live whatever the Incineroar wants to do onto the Primarina, even with a double up. So, oh, maybe not a double up, right? But this should be okay. Oh, okay, never mind. They built a bit of HP on their Sneasler. That's unfortunate. This should be okay. That's unfortunate. Okay, I should have just clicked Psychic on the Sneasler. I thought they were going to switch. That's a really good adaptation on their part. We should barely survive. Nice. Okay. Alright, so now we just have to click Life Dew and then go for another... Yeah, I don't think they're expecting the Psychic, so this should be okay, and then Life Dew onto the Audino. This should be a turn of like protecting your Sneasler or switching back out into the Meowscarada, right? Because if we show off Psychic now, this is really bad if the Sneasler wants to switch out. So let's see what my opponent does here. They're playing really good. They just outplayed me on that last turn by not protecting the Sneasler, right? Especially with Armarouge there. I think they were playing to the fact that they knew they were going to be faster on their Incineroar. So now, they probably expected the Psychic then, so they can fake out us next turn. That's really interesting. Okay, this play is really good. They switched out the Meowscarada so they could get another fake out on the Incin. I don't think that should alter the course of the game. If I can get the KO onto the Meowscarada, that's pretty much it. Last turn I Trick Room too, so what I could probably do... I'm still going to Moonblast this Meowscarada, and I'm going to protect the Audino. Since next turn, I need to protect with the Primarina so I don't take any damage from this Meowscarada, right? The only issue is that they're probably just going to click Fake Out and Flower Trick, right? So this is very unfortunate for me. So I think I just have to play it safe and go for a double, even if it is risky. And I'm just going to click Double Protect this turn. Hope for a double on the Primarina next turn. And so that we can set up Trick Room this turn. Because what they're going to do, they're going to click Fake Out, Flower Trick, and then they're just going to click Flower Trick again. Yeah, so we have to hope for the double. Oh no, me mateys, I could have gotten away with it. I could have gotten away with just Audino protecting. Oh no, they played me. Oh, that's so good for them. I have to double protect this turn anyway. That was... I really thought they were going to go for... Okay, that means they just have Focus Sash, right? Yeah, we don't get the double. That's unfortunate, but very good, me mateys. Flower Trick into the Meowscarada. So... this is what I was talking about, why I needed to get a little bit of damage off into this Meowscarada, because it had Focus Sash on their Meowscarada, right? And very unfortunate for me. Oh, that's so good, though. They played very well. My opponent were really good in this game. Props to them for really utilizing their Pokemon, especially the play with Incineroar. I really respect that, because that's something I'm not really used to. Because they went for the... they kind of wanted their Sneasler to go down so they could fake out us again. And that was so good. Like, the fake out stall and getting that extra bit of damage onto... or forcing us to, like, respect the play onto Meowscarada at the end here. Just so we couldn't Moonblast one-shot it, right? Even if they didn't have Fake Out, they'd still survive with their Focus Sash. It'd be a little bit more risky. However, I think they still had the means to take me out if they went into Trick Room again. The only issue is just taking out the Primarina. Once you take out the Primarina, then Audino kind of doesn't do anything into their team. At least in this against this team anyway, right? But me mateys, that was very good. I like that match. Oh, I don't mind. That was really good. Okay. Yeah, I think the thing I need to consider for next time, probably going after the Incin a little bit earlier, right? And maybe respecting the fact that I probably needed to switch out the Mudsdale so I could save it for the Sneasler specifically, so we didn't have to worry about like Hyper Voice not KOing. And on that turn when I first clicked Hyper Voice, maybe I should have clicked Psychic on the Sneasler instead. I was covering for the fact they were going to protect on the Sneasler again, just to stall out Trick Room. But my opponents did a really fantastic read into me. They thought, you're probably just going to click Hyper Voice for our Incineroar, so I'm just going to get a really good hit into your Primarina. So very good on my opponent there. They definitely deserve that win. Very good, me mateys. Oh, that's why I like being in Master Ball rank. You get these sorts of plays. Not, you find, like, lower ranks are really good if you're unprepared for, like, aggressive plays into your teams, but this is also, like, a really good learning experience for me. So, let's see here. It could be a Mega Tyranitar, or it could be Mega Staraptor. The chances of this being Final Gambit Staraptor is a little bit lower than usual, I guess, because there is an Excadrill on their team, too. They don't have any way to boost up this Mega Staraptor, so unless if, like, you drop kick it, right? There is also, I think Milotic gets something, but yeah. So what I'm seeing here, Meowscarada is almost pivotal for what I want to do. But the Mega Staraptor is also really good here. I think in either situation, I can probably get away with Audino Primarina to start off with. Have Meowscarada in the back, and then if we want a true counter to what they're going to do, Alcremie is the one we need. Oh, maybe it would be better if I had Mudsdale in this situation, since Tyranitar's going to be a bit of a problem. I'm going to let Meowscarada deal with that, so Alcremie it is. Let's see how we go into this. It should be T-Tar Excadrill for a standard lead. If you're trying to counter something, usually you will see a different Pokemon next to the T-Tar. So let's see what we can see here. Serena and Sneasler, very good. Alright, so Serena is really good for Primarina. Okay. They really led hard on my read here, so that's very good for them. In this case, I still protect the Audino. I kind of had to take the hit with Primarina this turn. I think I can go into Alcremie here. Or even just Meowscarada, right? They led so good into me. Okay. We'll go for the Protect anyway. And we'll go for Alcremie in this situation. Now, this does get hampered a lot if they decide to Diaclaw the Primarina slot, so we're gonna have to be careful of that. Gonna go into Alcremie just to see what they're doing. And if they have Taunt or anything, Alcremie can handle that too. So Fake Out into the Audino, very good. And then Power Whip, ooh, very good. Take a lot of damage. But now we can probably just go for Mega Audino, go for the Trick Room, and then I think they have to double up into us. But considering they didn't double the Audino this turn, I think we should go for a Protect on the Alcremie. Even if they do double up into the Audino, I don't think Power Whip is enough to KO the Audino, just anyway. So we'll go for this and see how we do. Looking at my team, you definitely suspect the Audino is the Mega Audino, so you should probably Diaclaw and Power Whip the Audino in this situation. Otherwise, you could probably just switch out into your Mega Staraptor. Or no, you wouldn't switch out Mega Staraptor into Staraptor, but you definitely want to keep the Sneasler alive. So this is a very standard Trick Room set. Let's see what they do. They do Poison Jab, so it's Poison Touch Sneasler with Life Orb too. That might change a little bit. Power Whip still goes into the Alcremie, so Audino will survive. It's very good for the Alcremie, so we can Mystical Fire this Serena. Because we've taken so much damage though, I think going for a Protect and Dazzling Gleam is a little bit better in this situation. Just so we're not like... Oh, we did see Life Orb, but just so we can do as much damage as possible against this team, right? So we don't want to take any more damage with the Audino this turn because I think we can get away with a Life Dew and just survive on the next turn. So we'll do this. I don't want to take any more poison damage than I need to, considering all my Pokemon are weak to it. So very good. It is just going to be Sneasler versus Alcremie here, and Alcremie will go down, but Dazzling Gleam will get off some nice chip damage, or at least some very nice damage into the Sneasler. So not too bad. That's pretty much doable for, not low kick, but like throat chop barely? Or Flower Chick could probably feint that too, but that's alright. Alright, so now what we can do, I think going for Primarina's not too bad here. The only issue is that Serena again. So we can probably just go for a Thunderbolt or a Life Dew. I think it's always worth going for the Life Dew. And do they have anything to resist us? Probably not. We'll go for the Moonblast into this Serena. Power Whip's still going to hurt, so we might just feint on the Primarina here, which is going to feel very unfortunate, but should be okay. If they have Mega Staraptor, Primarina going down kind of means an instant loss, right? Yeah, very unfortunate. Maybe the Armarouge was better off in the long run. Good on my opponent for seeing that we might not even need the... oh, they have Extra Drill, so it's T-Tar, Mega T-Tar. That means it's very doable then. Yeah, no, Meowscarada can handle Mega T-Tar. So let's see how much damage this does. 2-hit KO and Power Whip should be an OHKO if they have max attack. Never mind, they did target the Primarina. Oh no, me mateys. That's pretty good for our Audino here. But it is 2 turns left of Trick Room, and we need to make use of these turns really well. Go for another Life Dew. A Hyper Voice won't be able to get the Serena, but taking out the Sash might be better. I need to see if I need to account for Protect here. Considering you're protected first turn of Trick Room, I think you're going to protect again. So I'm going to Hyper Voice this turn. Yep, very good. Okay. Ironhead might get the Audino, but... oh, double protect. Okay, that's alright. That's alright. We just go for a Life Dew and heal up the Audino again. So we're just on life duty, me mateys. Yeah, stalling out a turn of Trick Room. I think we're pretty fine to go with a Moonblast into this Serena here. Considering your first Pokemon was Sneasler, it will feint to that. So I can actually go for a Protect on the Audino just to make sure that we have as much HP as possible for another Trick Room. And then a Moonblast into this Serena should be fine. Unless if that was the last turn of Trick Room. Oh no, me mateys. This should be the last turn of Trick Room. Oh, maybe I've counted my turns wrong. Oh no. I don't think it... anyway, this should be fine. Let's see how we go here though. Right. Unless if they do have the Mega Staraptor, but Staraptor still doesn't appreciate a Moonblast, even regular Staraptor. And it's T-Tar, so they're probably hoping to go for... Mega T-Tar then. It's still not going to appreciate this. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. And then Meowscarada can clean up afterwards. And because Primarina really hasn't taken any damage apart from Chip, what I could probably do, they're probably just going to Rock Slide and go for... Rock Slide and go for the Earthquake. No, not Earthquake. Ironhead onto the Audino. What I could probably do in this situation, just protect the Audino. I know it seems a bit weird to double protect like this, but if we can get it off, that'd be nice. Just need to be careful of the Sneasler though. I think switching in Meowscarada now is fine. And we'll go for the Hyper Voice onto the into their team. Ironhead into the Prim, not too bad. And it's not Mega T-Tar. Okay. We do survive the Rock Slide. Will Primarina be able to attack? No, unfortunate. Let's see what we can do then. Alright. That's so unfortunate. I think that does mean we might see a loss here then. I can still go for it. I can still go for a... Well, low kick won't do that much. I can still try. Gonna go for the low kick or the flower trick. What does more damage? I don't think Excadrill's that heavy, so flower trick into you, and then... I guess I have the Hyper Voice, right? Yeah, because I have not enough HP for surviving the turn with Sand Up, so that's very good. We don't survive on the Meowscarada, unfortunately, too. Ooh. And will Rock Slide connect? It will connect, so that's probably a loss just there, then. Very good, me mateys. Alright. Okay, so I think what I could have done in that game, I probably should have led Armarouge Audino. That way we get the Sneasler and we account for the Serena trying to get rid of the Primarina. So very good, me mateys. Okay, not too bad. I'll just get rid of the Tyranitar if they don't protect, right? If they do protect, they're probably just closing out their team, not taking any losses, right? Oh, very good, but Excadrill says no. Me mateys, not too bad, not too bad. Okay. Alright, just took a drink there, me mateys. Yeah, because we started off like just going with our EV spreads, or SP spreads, I'm going to go for another match here. Feels a little bit unfortunate losing 2 in a row, but I think we're just getting used to the Mega Audino team, right? Just getting used to the high ranks of Master Ball, but my opponents have been playing really well so far. Alright, Mega Swampert with Archaludon. Nice. It's going to be very problematic. Alright, so what might they want to do into our team? Leading Sableye is also a nice accommodation for the Archaludon, right? Sableye with that Rain Dance. Pretty good into the majority of my team. I mean, just the Armarouge in particular. Sometimes Sableye likes to run Quash, so maybe it might be worth going for Alcremie here in this one. And then I think I still go for Audino. You probably want Archaludon anyway, so I'm going to try Meowscarada and Mudsdale for this. So Arch Pelipper, Arch Sableye, we should be able to go good with Audino Alcremie, just see if what I've been planning kind of works or not. Maybe I should have led the Mudsdale too. That's alright. I need to really guess the Archaludon coming in, but it should be always, yeah, first turn. Oh no. Okay, that's alright. Unfortunately, Archaludon won't be able to get the first turn here, but that's alright. So we know that they're going to click Electro Shot because they want to stack up, right? I think it's always just nice going for Trick Room. Yeah. Trick Room this turn. We can Thunderbolt the Pelipper next turn, and even if they want to Flash Cannon Weather Ball us, Audino should have the special defenses to survive this interaction. So it is Electro Shot, very good. Alright, let's see who putting it into, because if it is the Audino, we'll always survive the Weather Ball afterwards. And it's the Alcremie! Okay. And you Weather Ball the Alcremie too! That's very good. Okay, so now we can just get in... Never mind. No, that's alright. Alcremie will always survive, but now we do get a switch it into Mudsdale too, so very good. The only issue is that they've got the stamina boost, right? That's okay. It should be a 2-hit KO regardless, but because they did target the Alcremie, we just get Trick Room up for free, and Audino has enough HP to get the second Trick Room up if we decide to switch it out, right? So I think you probably protect your Archelodon and Weather Ball the Mudsdale with your Pelipper. And even if you don't, we can still get at least a 2-hit KO. And I'm gonna Thunderbolt your Pelipper just so you don't Weather Ball us, in case if you don't protect it, right? So you switch out a Pelipper. Very interesting. Very good. Okay, Sinister just to withstand a high horsepower, right? So now it's just up to Archelodon to survive all these high horsepowers, right? Yeah. Very good, V80s. That's why you bring in the... That's why you bring in the Sinister into this matchup. So that's something I didn't really consider. Really good on to my opponent for bringing Sinister, and it really shows you how much more experience they have with this sort of matchup than I do, right? So that's very good. What I can try for, I can probably just go for a, not a Protect, we'll go into Meowscarada on the Mudsdale slot, hope for that we don't burn, and then we can go for a Throat Chop after we remove our Trick Room. This is going to be feeling very weird, but it is kind of to remove this Archelodon. It's probably not going to work overall, right? But considering they did bring the Sinister, that means only the Archelodon's the one we have to fear. So let's just see how this goes. Because if they remove the Meowscarada, that's also pretty bad for me. Let's see how we can go with this. Oh, okay, they reversed the Trick Room. I don't think that was intentional, right? But that's alright. This is very interesting for my Meowscarada now. But, however, I do know that my Meowscarada will live this turn anyway, so I'm going for the Throat Chop into this Sinister. And because I did reverse our Trick Room, I can go for a Thunderbolt into this Pelipper. So... we have our outs even if they do set back up the Trick Room, right? That's all good, V-Mateys. That was really fun. Okay, I like that. And it's Archelodon. Oh, okay. Not too bad. So that means they're getting back in Sinister, right? That's still pretty good damage. It will be recovered all the way back up, right? But because we got rid of the Pelipper, we don't actually have to worry about them resetting Rain. So, and they're also back down to regular stat, right? They no longer have the Electroshock boost from before. So what I can do, I can probably just go for a Throat Chop into this Sinister and go for the Trick Room again. No, I think I can just protect the Audino this turn, actually. Your case here is to probably just Flash Cannon and Marchagacha, right? Yeah. Let's see how we go with this. I'm curious to see what happens. So Marchagacha, of course. Yep, that's alright. Now, as long as we don't burn on the Meowscarada, that should be fine. Okay, very good. No burn on the Meowscarada, so that's very good. Alright. where do they put their Electro Shot? This is probably the last Electro Shot too, so have to be careful of that. One shot the Sinister, so that's very nice. I think this turn I actually go for the Trick Room now, because I think either that, I could go for Life Dew and make sure that we have Focus Sash, right, just in case if they Draco Meteor or the Meowscarada, but not having Trick Room up in this situation is a little bit weird. Because now their Rain's gone, and also Mega Swampert doesn't have Swift Swim. Oh, it's Basculin Legion! Oh, this is interesting. I'm not sure if it is, because I just protected last turn. I'm gonna risk it. I'm just gonna go for the Flower Trick and go for our Life Dew, just so if they protect this turn, Meowscarada survives. Yeah. Yep. No protect, so let's see who's faster. So this is just to make sure I survive the Draco Meteor, or the Dragon Pulse. And we survive it anyway with max HP, so that's very nice. And it is Choice Scarf! That's a Choice Scarf because we're running 1 point! Oh, that's so nice. Oh, that's so nice for me. Okay, now we just need to pump the damage into this Archelodon. Oh, they had Basculin Legion instead of Swampert. Very good. I think they were hoping for Last Respects damage. Now we can probably just double protect here. So we can go for a low kick and then probably a high horsepower. Yeah. I think this turn as well, I Trick Room with the Audino just in case. And then we need to high horsepower this Archelodon. Yeah, we just have to hope for it, right? I'm just going to go for the Trick Room anyway, and see how we do. Oh, I forgot to click low kick! Oh, that's alright! Oh, no, I just threw. I think I just threw me mateys. Oh, dear. I should have clicked low kick. Oh, my goodness, me mateys. I think I threw. Oh, no, me mateys. Me mateys, oh, no. Okay, well, we should be able to get at least 2 hits off. So maybe it would have been better just to go for just not actually do anything with the Meowscarada, but that should be okay. Oh no. I kind of have to click Life Dew, even though it's not going to do anything, but yeah. Yeah, it's still a 3-hit, probably 4-hit KO. Ugh. Oh no, me mateys. Okay, and this is probably a 2-hit. Oh, it's a 3-hit with Life Dew! Oh, that's so good. Okay. Probably they need to protect at least one of these turns, right? But I still have to put in the damage. Because Life Dew... Leftovers heal will... Yeah, definitely the Leftovers heal, yeah. Oh, they need more lefties. I think with lefties, they might just be able to pull off the win, right? Oh, this is so close, me mateys. I love this. I love this. This is great. I think we'll get up back to full thanks to Life Dew. We'll out-recover their lefties. It's just the stamina, right? If we get 1 critical hit, that's over for them. And if they get 1 critical hit, we actually do have a little bit of leniency. Yeah, it's still not... Oh, that's just gonna be unfortunate. Oh dear me mateys. Alright, this is great. Oh no, not Archelodon. Okay, so I think leading the Mudsdale was probably the best call. I was just thinking maybe Alcremie might be able to get the arch, but that's alright. Okay, last turn of Trick Room. This should be a turn where they do protect. I kind of have to keep on going with the Life Dew this turn. Even a +1 Flash Cannon shouldn't be able to feint the Archelodon, and they are going for offense. Oh, it's so close to me, mateys. Oh no. They're probably hoping, if they get the critical hit first, that's just gonna feel so unfortunate, but we should be able to just survive. Oh, we hang. Oh, that's so good. I think you do Flash Cannon. I'm gonna put all my faith into Audino, right? I'm gonna protect the Mudsdale and just Trick Room with Audino. If we do not get it off, that's just unfortunate, right? They have to click Flash Cannon. If they have Steel Beam on their Archelodon, we win because Mudsdale will survive, but Audino will faint regardless. All up to you, Audino. Survive a +1 Flash Cannon from Archelodon. Let's see if we can do it. So you know we're going to protect the Mudsdale and try and set up Trick Room, right? Because we won't survive the next turn. They go for the Flash Cannon onto the wrong target! No, me mateys! Oh, they misclicked. I think that was a big misclick. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Oh, we've seen our fair shares of misclicks, me mateys, but we definitely saw it. Oh, no. Okay, so now it's just up to Mudsdale to try and get the KO, right? I still don't think that it will happen. We can try, because Life Dew won't be able to feint the, we'll still make the Mudsdale faint, so we're gonna try for a Thunderbolt anyway, and see how we do here. Oh, I should have went for Life Dew, me mateys, if I went for Life Dew, oh no. Okay. Oh, this is so close. Oh no, okay. Because of that, I think I actually have to protect 2 and go for a Life Dew. They really risked it with the that Flash Cannon. Oh no. Oh, being able to get healing through Protect is very nice. Probably might just be enough. Gonna hope for it anyway. Oh, this is unbelievable, me mateys. Okay, let's see if we can get it off. Okay, high horsepower and another Life Dew. Because Flash Cannon is actually weaker than Dragon Pulse, so this might work. This might not. Past +4, so it's not going to see too much change in the damage output. So we just need to hope that Mudsdale can get another attack off. And it's Dragon Pulse again, so very good. This will probably faint. Yeah, very good. Oh, that's so unfortunate, me mateys. Unfortunate that we just lost that. Oh no, me mateys. Very good. Very good on my opponent there. But we can still try for a critical hit Thunderbolt, right? It's not the end of the world. They're probably going to protect anyway. Yeah. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Very good, though. Very good from my opposing team here. I really thought that it was going to be... it was really close in the end, but stamina just proved a little bit too much. So I think what we can probably get away with, right? I'll still play to my out. I'll still go for the Trick Room, right? But like what we could probably play for is going for Mudsdale turn 1, right? I think that was the biggest thing here. They go for Electro Shot, so this probably means that Audino will survive this turn. I mean the next turn, but I still want to play for it, right? The Thunderbolt chip might get out-healed by Leftovers. We're gonna try and see if we can do a little bit more damage. Okay, so we're just hoping for you, Audino. Leftovers is gonna feel really bad, but that's still enough damage! That's still enough damage to keep me in the game! Critical hit! Thank you, Audino! Oh no. Yeah, so probably also switch out Thunderbolt for Dazzling Gleam in this situation too, right? Critical hit, so that means they're still recovering a little bit more. That's unfortunate, but we'll still go for it, right? If we can, we landed one crit. Yeah, they go for it to protect, so we're just gonna play it out. Oh, very good, me mateys. Okay. Yeah, I still think they win it, right? One Flash Cannon will just feint the Audino here, but if we can, we can. And if we get the paralysis and they get fully paralyzed too, right? It's still not over in that sense, but me mateys, unfortunate that we will see probably a 3 losses here, but yeah, that's okay, me mateys. Not too bad. They went for Dragon Pulse? Thank you, but I wanted to see how much... Just enough, they're recovering just enough, me mateys. Oh no. Finish me off! Go for the Flash Cannon, I know you have more PP! Oh dear. Yeah, no, we're not doing enough damage. We're getting out damaged by leftovers, but that's okay, me mateys. Still a valiant effort, no matter what. Thank you, Audino. I think we probably needed, if we wanted to go for that game again, we'd probably have Dazzling Gleam over Thunderbolt. Risk the fact that we have not as much damage into the Pelipper, and we probably need Alcremie to go for the big damage into the Pelipper in that situation. But very good, me mateys. Unfortunate that it was a 3-loss game here, but you know what, me mateys, we don't mind. We're still learning the higher levels of play in Pokemon, and now that we know, like, that getting Sinistra onto the field, I mean, Sinistra's always like very common, right? But like against me, like, I haven't really experienced these plays. I know sending in Sinistra for your Archelonod's not really like the biggest play of all time. Everyone makes that play, but still, me mateys. Very good. Probably what I should be focusing on, trying to go a little bit more on the Archelon matchup. Maybe I need a Luring Voice. I still don't think I need a Luring Voice for the Archelon. I can get away with Dazzling Gleam. So maybe in that matchup in particular, I needed to go with Primarina, Moonblast the Arch, set up Trick Room, and then have Mudsdale finish it off with High Horsepower. Yeah, I think that's probably what I should have done there. But that's okay, me mateys. Unfortunate that Archelon did end up winning that game. But you know what, me mateys? I don't mind. I'm playing with my favorite Pokemon, and I'll take all the small victories that I can get. So I think I played pretty well, all things considering. My opponents just outdid me especially in that second match, and in the first match too, yes, I will admit. And then in the third match, I really clawed my way back up to the top and then just got shut down by Archelon again. So very good, me mateys. Not too bad of a set here, or even despite the losses, right? But I don't mind, me mateys. Very good. So that will be it for this video, me mateys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Especially through this video now. Ooh, jeez. And might I also add too, this is a very interesting time for the channel too, because I've only just noticed with while watching back some of my videos, like a few weeks ago before I did that ZA upload, I still found a bit of ads from YouTube, right, going on some of my videos and especially like the streams. But now the ads have gone. Could it be? Could it be? I think it, like, the algorithms just put me off the ad list, right? So, if you want to go back and watch some of my longer videos with, like, without the ads, now is the perfect time to do it because of the algorithm, right? So if you've wanted to watch a stream but thought, oh, there's too many ads in it, now's the perfect time before we eventually hit our spike, like what, before we spike again, right, me mateys? Alright, very good, very good. Okay. So, me mateys, again, that will be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you sticking around. I'm Vuvi Yaloovie, and I will see you in the next one. Ta and ta-ta.